Today is January the 11th, and today I'm in the presence of FlyQuest new mid laner Jensen. Hello to you, Jensen.
Hello, hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. How are you doing today?
Um, Pretty much same old as always. I'm doing good, and yeah, just waiting for the season to start.
Just another day in the LCS, right? You've been here for
Yeah,
quite some years now.
yeah. It's been a minute, you could say. Yeah.
Well, you just turned 29 actually a few days ago, so I mean, happy late birthday to you.
Thank you,
And
thank you.
yeah, I mean, right now you are joining FlyQuest, a very hyped up team this off season, I think. And my first question would be, with a lot of your former teammates and even rivals, maybe like Bjergs and Doublelift, or even Centaurin, who you played with very recently as well, all retiring, I would like to ask you, what would you say is the biggest factor that keeps you going and like keeps you striving to be at the top, basically?
I think motivation is probably a big one. Desire to win, feeling like I haven't accomplished enough or like what I wanted to in my career. I guess I have like I think I have big dreams as a pro player. Um, I want to win everything. I want to achieve as much as possible, and I feel like I haven't achieved just enough what I wanted to yet. And I think I realized that I've definitely like thought about retiring and stuff like that, but I feel like I have the most fun playing League of Legends and competing professionally. And I think as long as I still have it in me to play and be the best, like I don't see why I should stop, even though I'm getting older and older. So I feel like as long as I still have it in me, like I don't see why not continue to play.
The thing about getting older and older is it's mostly a very overdone thing, I think, right? Because a lot of people think that after a certain age you're just washed up and stuff, but I mean, here you are at 29 completely rocking it, and I mean, there's other players in the same situation as well. Do you think like that really at some point you'll maybe like have to call it quits, or is it just something you want to keep doing until you actually can succeed then?
I mean, yeah, like you said, um, I don't think so much age prevents you from being better or keeping up with the rookies or the young ones. I feel like it's more just as people get older, their priorities and stuff tend to shift towards wanting to have more of a life, I guess. So I think that's why like it might be looked down upon that the older you are, the worse you are, that kind of stuff. I don't think it's like very true. But for me, I don't know. I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and I don't think it's really gonna affect me. So yeah.
What best team to join at 29 than FlyQuest? Because I mean, the team is looking really strong this year with the likes of Bwipo and Inspired as well, which are really big names, both on the European stage and the North American stage now as well. Um, is there any stress coming in with joining this team? Any like expectations that that are putting pressure on you, especially maybe after last year, which was not the most successful for you?
I would say in terms of expectations, definitely. I feel like if I get another like shit year, then it's over, right? Like, cause I'm getting older. No one wants an old player who can't put up results. So in that sense, yes. But I mean, I feel confident, and I know I'm still really fucking good. So to me, not really. Like, I don't really feel any pressure in that sense. And I think with my teammates, like we're really fucking good. So I mean, as of right now, there's not really any like feeling of pressure or anything like that. Maybe if we end up like FlyQuest from last year, then yeah, I'm sure there will be pressure. But for now, things are good, and I'm confident. So things are chill.
So, what do you think are your goals for this year? Do you think we're gonna see you at MSI this split, by the way?
I'm not entirely sure how MSI is going to be this year. If it's just top one or top two teams, but if it's top two teams, then yeah, I would say so. I mean, I feel like we are a really fucking good team, so I definitely think we are a top two team as of right now.
Have scrims been going well and stuff?
Yeah, I would say so. Surprisingly well for a new team. Um, I think we are, just from what I've seen, I think we are definitely like one of the better teams. Um, I don't want to say we're the best team because we haven't played all the teams, but we are definitely like doing really fucking well, especially for a new team.
A lot of people this offseason have been discussing, in particular, Cloud9, who they think are like the big outlier of the LCS. Do you think that FlyQuest has what it takes to take on a team like Cloud9, for example?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they made some good signings, but I mean, so did we. And just from practice, I would say we can definitely beat them. But I do think they will be probably our biggest opponent in LCS. At least from a roster perspective, we'll have to see how they do with a bit more practice, but they definitely look like the team to look out for. But yeah, I'm confident.
Since you're pretty much like one of the most experienced players in the league by now,
Hmm.
what do you think about the changes that are happening to the LCS right now? I guess moving down to 8 teams, but also most importantly, the changes to playing on live patches, for example.
I mean, as for them moving to 8 teams, of course, it's a bit concerning, but Riot has the reasonings, and it's not something I really want to get too deep into. Just I hope the best for the league, and I hope league will continue to thrive, and things might be looking like it's going downwards, but I'm optimistic for the future, and should be good. And I think the changes to the live patch thing. I mean, I feel like it's something that should have been a thing in the first place. So I'm glad it's happening. As far as I know, like new champs and stuff will still be disabled. At
Yeah,
least like
probably like the entirety of the patch, right? Until
I'm not entirely sure. Uh, yeah. But as far as I heard, like if a new champ is out, it's not going to be available right away. So I think that's good. But other than that, playing on a live patch is good. Um, from my perspective, it should have been like that the whole time. So yeah, should be good.
how do you personally deal with the mental hurdles of being a pro player and dealing with like fan opinions in general? I remember one example really a long time ago. I think you had a very important match that you lost because of an Echo ult or something or a Zonia. And I remember back then that was really terrible. And you probably hate a lot of criticism for that, right?
Mm-hmm. Um, that's a good question. I feel like it was maybe something I struggled a bit with in the beginning of my career. But as time goes on, you learn to understand that there's gonna be people who's not gonna like you, and there's always gonna be people who support you. And what's most important is just what your teammates think. I think, if your teammates think you're doing good, and the coaching staff and your org, that's all that really matters, because people are gonna say dumb shit, and it is what it is. But sometimes you play like shit, and you'll get called out for it, and that's fair. But there's gonna be there's gonna be good and bad things, and that's just how it is. And at this point, it's kind of whatever. I just think if I play like shit, it's fair you call it out, and when I play good, people call it out too. So it is what it is.
It's hard for some fans sometimes to understand that there's also a human on the other side, right? For
Yeah.
players and stuff. When you are like at the almost like celebrity status in a way,
Hmm.
it's very difficult. Um, anyways, just last few questions. Very simply, I would like to ask, how has been the atmosphere in FlyQuest so far?
Well, going into the year, I didn't really know what to expect. I've never really played with any of these players before, but it's been pretty good. But we've had really good results as well. So when things are going good, it's hard to see the bad in people as well. But the guys have all been really like fun to be around with, and everyone really wants to fucking win. So yeah, it's been great so far.
Have you been a bit of a leading figure for the team, or would you say that someone else maybe is more of a captain?
I mean, personally, I don't really believe in that stuff too much. I don't think there's like ever like, I mean, I guess it could be like that, but to me, not really. Like I don't really see myself as that kind of person. I don't really think we have like a specific leader per se. If anything, like maybe inspired a little bit. He's like a pretty big voice inside our team. So if you were to call someone a captain, you could call it Captain Inspired. Yeah. He's pretty vocal and
That shall be his nickname from now on, Captain
yeah.
Inspired.
Yep. Yep. That could be it. Yeah.
Obviously, last year with Dignitas was not so great for you.
Hmm.
And I think going into the off season this time with FlyQuest, few people were a bit surprised to see you signing because, I mean, obviously, as we mentioned, some people think that you're quite old, and some people think that maybe you didn't perform in the past. And I mean, obviously, people are very quick to throw words like washed up and stuff like this.
Hmm.
What would you like to say to all these people, pretty much, that doubt you right now?
I mean, I think the only thing I can say is watch me. I think this year will be different. I think going into last year, I thought that I was a really fucking good player and the roster didn't matter as much. But I think I quickly realized that it's important that you're surrounded by good players because you can't do everything yourself. Um, that's not to say I was a perfect player by any means. I think it was also a big learning experience for me, and there was a lot of takeaways from me. Um, I actually think I learned a lot, like individually, and yeah, I think this year is going to be good.
All right. Well, that was it for the questions. So, Jensen, thank you very much for spending the time to talk with me today.
Thank you.
If you have anything you want to say before going, feel free. And otherwise, we'll close it.
No comments.
No comments. All right. We'll see you at MSI then.
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully.
All right. Perfect. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
for viewers, you can tune into our channels for more esports coverage. And we will see you in the next one.